Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a Persistent Universe monthly report, looking at what Cloud Imperium have been working on over the last few weeks and what they are focused on now for April and Q2 2022. In the wonderful world of Star Citizen development. In the UK, ship art progressed with a number of vehicles, including the Hull A, which also had a VFX pass and will be released in Alpha 3.17. The Scorpius, which has been pushed to a 3.17.x patch, had its cockpit finalised, including lighting and levels of detail, while the Banu Merchantman progressed through the exterior R&D phase, while it also continues its grey box phase. I'm hoping that we see some more on the Banu Merchantman in the near future. The first of three unannounced vehicles are now close to being final art complete. The second is progressing through the grey box stage, while the third has had its initial kickoff and is now in the early stages of white boxing. Now, it's unlikely that any of these are the Expanse, because they would just say, well, one of them's the Expanse. The Drake Vulture is much further down the pipeline, and they created further art to support mobile repair as part of the repair and salvage gameplay. They also added functionality to the pilot's overhead dashboard to support salvage modes. Significant progress was made on various parts of the Drake Corsair 2. The co-pilot dashboard was designed and built with an overhang for better visibility, while the co-pilot seat is nearly complete and now features a mechanism that moves it down into its final position. The ship's foyer was finalised, work on the turret interiors began, and development kicked off on the crew quarters and engineering rooms. The team also progressed with the exterior grey box, with work moving from the now completed nose towards the tail. Over the last few weeks, the vehicle features team worked on refueling, including integrating the docking system and rebalancing fuel efficiency and scooping. They also rebalanced and retuned distortion so that it's more about negatively affecting a ship rather than outright disabling it. The vehicle features team said, "We're still actively working on this feature, which is planned for release in Alpha 3.17. However, we're hoping you can give feedback on this and help us improve the balance." So if you want to get involved with helping with distortion rebalance and distortion weapons, then please do. They also progressed with a lot of upcoming ship releases, particularly the Hull A and the Scorpius, which both use new animation and ship state tech. On the Hull A, this new tech is used for the extending cargo arms and how they integrate with the cargo system. For the Scorpius, it allows the turret to move along the rail. They also began a deep investigation into NetSync issues currently being experienced in the Persistent Universe. They made some great improvements that are currently being tested in Alpha 3.17 builds at the moment. For engineering and gameplay, an example scene was created featuring a village with a battery power supply unit and lamppost. The goal was to give an easy introduction to other teams to help them begin utilising a systemic approach to resources. Life support progressed well, with the life support generator now able to remove the atmosphere from a room and convert CO2 to O2. Progress was also made on salvage effects, with the team adding more refinement to visuals, including hull scraping and repair effects. VFX also worked on the refueling effects, which were completed to a functional standard for the feature's initial release, but they're going to be improved at a later date. Mission features continue to provide game code support and bug fixes for the new selling UI screens. They also fixed various issues with lore and hostility alongside general bugs for the upcoming 3.17 release. There are new missions that are being worked on with new NPCs that they are continuing to build out. They're also continuing to build out the player shopping experience as the economy evolves. The vehicle technical team completed their transition to the Arena Commander feature team. As part of the move, they reviewed the backlog of Arena Commander bugs to determine their immediate priorities. Radar and scanning is also nearing completion, at least for the current spate of work they have for it. Door and control panel implementation tool improvements are also underway, paving the ways for easier and more reliable interactions in vehicles and space stations. The UI team continued with two long-term projects that will benefit both Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe: the visor refactor and the new radar and maps. The visor refactor involves updating the visor and lens so they work in building blocks, which will make it perform better and be easier to work with. The location teams worked across a variety of different areas, all of which are in various stages of completion, from early pre-production to nearing completion. Work continued towards final on the colonialism outposts, which we have seen at CitizenCon 2021, with more variants and modules being completed. In conjunction with the new Rastar tool gaining a wider feature set, the team began dedicated playtesting in the lead up to a wider distribution across the systems they'll first be seen in. The next iteration of the underground facilities progressed through Whitebox, with layouts being tested to ensure good gameplay and flow. An update to caves is also in Whitebox, with a focus on improving the readability and traversability alongside a visual facelift. White box work also continued for the rundown space station variants, which are planned for Pyro's initial release. The Sandbox team iterated on the Reclaimer-based derelict settlements. On the art side, they tweaked the silhouette of the crash site and continued progressing towards the final phase. They also continued onboarding the missions system and now have 3 fully functional missions in this settlement. They'll also be able to iterate further when Planetary Nav Mesh becomes available to wider development. The Derelict 600i and Crusader Mercury Starrunner derelicts are progressing smoothly. Last month, the team completed the initial versions of crashed ships and are currently looking into the pipeline to make them salvageable. So it does sound like they are trying to make all these crash sites salvageable eventually, and ships will sort of be salvageable as we come across them. So that'll be interesting. We don't know exactly what we're getting with 3.18 in terms of what will be salvageable and what won't be. Part of the team began creating space-based missions inside a Reclaimer, with the basic flow and mission logic implemented and working properly. Once they're more comfortable with all these systems, they'll create variations of the existing missions. The Sandbox team said, "We noticed that the Grimhex Hospital could get quite busy, especially during the Jump Town event. To fix this, we significantly expanded its size. There used to only be 3 medical rooms available. With this update, we'll have over 60. This way, all players will be able to spawn and get back into action as quickly as possible." I think that's interesting. That's quite an expansion. Finally, the team officially started the Lorville Cityscape update. The concepting phase is done, and the layout was blocked out. When complete, the scale of Lorville will be dramatically increased and allow more space for building interiors. Really excited for that. I think that's going to be a fantastic sort of upgrade and change, because then we're going to start to see missions there almost certainly. The Tools team completed the integration of Mighty Bridge into their editor and the inclusion of Houdini to Mighty Bridge. This makes Houdini-based tools accessible to everyone inside the company, both on Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe. On the technical side, 2 major areas of development progressed. The first is the procedural location tool, which will speed up the production of certain locations. The team are currently designing the tool's template system to allow designers and artists to procedurally generate various locations, such as derelict outposts and settlements, caves, and underground facilities. The second area is biome integration, which involved a collection of tools to help the art teams better integrate locations into a planet's specific biome. The first case study uses the derelict Reclaimer settlement. Tools are taking the art team's handcrafted proof of concept and automating some of the processes to make creating more easier. Props spent March finalizing the requested assets for an upcoming event. They also worked on several unannounced items for the community that are coming along well. Significant work was also done on Pyro, especially on the vendor shop signs, trash, and some special extras. Character art focused on the frontier outfits for Pyro, alongside various Ninetales assets for an event later in the year. Subscriber items and a salvage-themed backpack progressed too. The team also welcomed new character artists in Montreal, with onboarding and training completed throughout March. Corpse spawning logic was improved to ensure quitting out early doesn't break the flow and make the flow less likely to time out or fail to spawn the corpse entity itself. The features team also revisited grenade throwing, as it was reported to be highly unreliable. Grenades should now be significantly less likely to explode in the hands or feet of the player that are throwing them. They should now no longer rubber band back into the hand after being thrown, and should also now visibly explode on the client, which is great. The technical animation team have been iterating on their rework of the internal DNA system. This update will allow them to expand the gene pool used to create believable heads in-game, and ultimately offer more variety to players. The technical animation team said it has been a lengthy initiative, but it is finally coming to a close with a heavy round of testing and bug fixing to make it ready for integration into the game. Alongside this, they revisited several head assets requiring updates, and in some cases, a complete overhaul. The ongoing head scanning initiative is currently supplying the team with new archetypes that are being extracted and turned into full game-ready facial rigs. Tech Animation also maintained the existing animation pipeline alongside spearheading initiatives to supersede older technology to expedite in-house workflows. The web team in Montreal began adding new web features for upcoming events, ensuring all components are reusable and of the highest possible quality. The Turbulent Architecture and e-commerce team added several tools, including a new flow to make redeeming promotion codes easier. The Turbulent and internal community teams progressed with the rework of the community hub. The home and discover pages are ready for launch, while progress was made on the post-creation and follow tools. The Gen 12 renderer and Vulkan integration are ever closer as various updates to those continue. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen Persistent Universe monthly report today for April. We will be looking at the Squadron 42 report in a separate video alongside a little bit more on Vulkan and Gen 12 renderer, the engine and AI and NPC updates. But what do you think? What could those unannounced ships and vehicles be? Are you excited for Rastar and the points of interest that they're building with the sort of reclaimer and missions based on these new derelicts that they're putting into the game? Are you excited for Rastar's base building opportunities and the expansion out of those colonialism outposts that we're going to start to see in Pyro? Are you looking forward to Alpha 3.17 being live, or are you focused on Alpha 3.18 salvage and the cargo refactor? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I was feeling tired and sluggish. I found out that I was allergic to adverts and malware in 2022, which means I can't use the internet. If only there was a service that could help. Wait! There is! NordVPN.com/BoredGamer! It's NordVPN that I use, and it blasts away a load of my advert and malware-based concerns, while allowing me to freely explore the internet. Maybe I want to be in the USA today, and pretend that I'm an American. What's this? Now I'm down under in the Australias? Wait, now I'm in the UK. Okay, I live there. That is less impressive. NordVPN has done so much for me. Sign up with the links below or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For April 2022, we're giving away an Origin 400i. It's a luxury exploration and touring ship, which will be great for a small crew wishing to explore the stars or try out a multitude of other gameplay. It's like a little yacht in space, a little piece of luxury. All you need to do to be in for a chance to win that is comment on any of my videos made during April 2022. More details in the description below. If you wish to further support the channel, consider clicking the join button under my videos to become a channel member or even become a Patreon. That goes a massive way in helping with our day-to-day videos and gives you a variety of little exclusives as well. But it should just make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Join today! Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment if so inclined, and I'll see you in the verse.